Live from Tony Rose Memorial Arena, it's the OJLL Game of the Week presented by Milk Up Ontario. Game 3 as the Northmen return home from an action-packed Saturday that saw a combined 302 minutes in penalties with the Six Nations Arrows. By now, both teams know each other well enough that even by Game 3, it feels like a long series. For the Northmen, they'd like to move on from the fisticuffs to handshakes. Once more, they must win, then advance into the second round. Watch for Caleb Benedict to build upon that impressive 5-goal and 9-point performance, along with Colton Marquis' hat trick and 10-point performance, as they lead with momentum, of course, backstopped by Chris Origlieri's 21-save performance in that 18-4 win. But the things are picking up for the Arrows. Blaze Becker scored once in Game 1, twice in Game 2, and if the trend continues, it could be the spark that ignites a comeback. But it starts with a necessary win tonight, while Ethan Robertson has another opportunity to redeem the previous loss. Angst Kumar solo on the call. A pleasure to bring you this game. And Game 3 is officially underway. Digging for the ball, Northmen and Arrows. Northmen with the first possession. In their own zone and outbound. Turned over. Fresh 30 seconds for the Arrows in the early part of this game. Taken away, stripped off the ball. Early was Porter. The other way. Nate Ruff sent a high pass. A little too hot to handle for Deer early in the game. Good collection nonetheless by Marquis. Makes the pass over to Long. To the other side, Matthews joining the play. Spallina loading up, takes a shot there, can't meet the net. Arrows got in the way. Porter now from the left side. Launches it right at center. Good connection there. Nizelski looking after it, taking a couple of checks there. Good possession by Nizelski, halfway through the shot clock without a shot. Nice pass outside, and now to the left side. Intended pass there, bounced around. Oh, miracle. Keeps it going for Nizelski again. Play going the other way, starts with the Northmen. Easy pass from Cameron Pack for Bucktooth across the zone. Matthews, Spallina, continues on the left side, back to Matthews. Gets around to the other number 7, and the first goal of the game, a minute 26 in. 1-0 Northmen. Matthews across to Spallina. Comes back to him, sidesteps on the left side, and then cuts in from the right to put the Northmen up 1-0. Digging for the ball, rolls out in the direction of the Arrows. Picked up quick, though, by the Northmen, rushing the net again. Another opportunity coming up, turned away though, and bounced right in front of the Arrows bench. Catching up to it, Marquis can't take it away from the Arrows, off the boards. Bounces back in the direction of the Arrows. Sent towards Origlieri as he comes into this game from a 21 save performance in Game 2. Right now, Matthews has the ball on the right side. Patient with it. Inside for Deer, trying to get the second of the game for the Northmen. Doesn't happen that time. Arrows rushing the other way now. Yanni Thompson pressed up against the boards. Ball in front of him, could be anyone's. Arrows, though, quickly to collect that. Just outside for Ty Davis, now to the left side of the zone, back in the direction of Davis, though, taken by Yanni Thompson. Behind the net of Origlieri. Sent up the left side. Ruff again. Nate Ruff inching closer, stops, retreats, and outside the zone for Bucktooth. Inside again for Jennings. And now, fired by the Northmen from the stick of Marquis. Good stick check there, stripped of the ball are the Arrows. Bucktooth chasing it. Good grab of the ball by Bucktooth. Sent up with a nice connection as Braun goes for a run, loops back at center. Matthews finding a way around Stone Evans, pass instead. Marquis keeps it going to Spallina. Inside now, close enough for the finish, denied though. Northmen in the corner. To the right of Robertson, bounced out to Spallina. Right side, Matthews. Matthews moving in, underhand shot, wide of the left post from Robertson. Off the boards, Deere keeping that ball away from Evans, rushing past Porter, looking for space, off the post! Fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock for the Arrows. Porter carries the ball upward to center. Becker has it, only for a moment. Makes the pass to O'Miracle, just outside now for Davis, back inside the zone. Moving in, Thunderhill. And outside again for Anderson. Trying to make that pass as close to a Wrigley area as he could. Couldn't find his man. Northmen the other way. Fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock for them now. Ciapara with the quick pass. Drop off from Benedict to Bucktooth. Gets Matthews involved in the play. Matthews keeps it going. Inside now as Benedict makes that pass and a stop against Belair from Robertson. Arrows start up. Crossing center. Alfred, drop off. Brennan. Now on the stick of the Arrows. Northmen though going the other way. Big rush by the Northmen, inching closer. Here's an opportunity for Ruff. Can't beat Robertson. 3 big saves from Robertson after that opening goal from the Northmen. Here come the Arrows. To the right side, faked left. Nice rush there by Thunderhill, just outside the zone. Back inside for O'Miracle. Miracle takes a check, goes the other way, avoids Ruff, inching closer, takes a chance, denied by Origlieri. Northmen charged with a penalty. The first in the game, going to Chase Chavon. Arrows begin the power play on the right side. Ty Davis with that first pass, now coming back to the top. Play continues as the Arrows circulate the ball, loading up. O'Miracle with the first shot of the power play, right to the Northmen, and they try to go the other way. Shorthanded Northmen. Ruff takes that pass from Ron, slows things down, invites the other Northmen to join the play. Here's Marquis just outside to Deere. Deere with the bouncer for Spallina. Spallina gets around one defender, stops in his tracks. Outside to Marquis. In front of the Arrows bench. Good pressure there from Blaze Becker. Becker getting some help now. And that'll do it for the Northman shot clock. 49 seconds on the Arrows power play, gone by without a result so far. They'll try again. Here's Davis carrying the ball up. Quick pass down low. Comes back to him. Now he goes to O'Miracle. Back to Ty Davis. Davis gets Thunderhill involved as he rushes into the play. Over to Davis, loading up. Denied by the right pad of Origlieri. Another 30 seconds on the shot clock for the Arrows power play. 45 seconds remain in their power play. Trying to find that first goal. Not that time. Quick pass intended there for Aiden Long. Catches up to it in the corner. Matthews at the top, returns that to Long. A bouncer outside for Benedict. Back inbound. And there it is! Aiden Long makes it 2-0. Great setup by the Northmen, picking up pace, and it just comes out to Aiden Long and makes no mistake about it. Nice overhand whip past Robertson. Chiapara for the Northmen. Isaac Squirehill for the Arrows. On the face-off, good win by Squirehill. Brody Thomas has it, up the left side. Smith now, outside to Davis, who just joined the play. Continues to the right, shot taken, wide of the net. Good grab there by O'Miracle. Back to Ty Davis. Davis takes a shot, cuts the lead in half. Great energy and great response from the Arrows. Comes back to Ty Davis. And he whips it at the net, cuts this lead in half. Arrows trail 2-1. Back at the face-off for the next play. Northmen grab that. Towards the glass, quick pass away from the glass as Pack has it. For Jennings, creeping to the right side, bouncer to Bucktooth. All 5 Northmen in the Arrow zone, loads up, wide of Robertson's right post. Good attempt by Marquis to slow things down. Arrows with a fresh 30 seconds in the Northman zone. Davis for Thunder Hill. Hill racing, trying to avoid Millsap. Hanging on to it, slips for a moment, lost the ball behind him. Davis keeps it inside though. Davis, underhand roller. Stone Evans now picking up speed. Nice attempt there by the Arrows. Couldn't get any closer to Origlieri. Whip it back towards Origlieri, a little too high. Northmen with possession next. .30 seconds of the shot clock begins for the Northmen. Marquis, Matthews, back to Marquis. Delayed penalty coming up against the Arrows. Spalina, 6th man running in. And second power play of the game. For the Arrows. Couldn't be successful in their first one. Or excuse me, for the Northmen rather. They're on the power play this time, as Brody Thomas makes his way to the penalty box. Bucktooth to start the man advantage to the right side. Matthews. Deer. Faked right. Back to Matthews. Bucktooth to Benedict. Back to Matthews. Benedict faked it. Back to Matthews. Almost 20 seconds gone in the power play without a shot. Arrows capitalizing from all that passing without any shot. Porter rushes to the left side. Confronted by Deer, pulls away from him now. Picking up speed around Deer, lost the ball. Good stick by Deer to get a fresh 30 seconds for the Northmen power play. Bucktooth to the left. Back to Bucktooth. Now he goes right to Matthews. Matthews down low. Intercepted again. Good rush out of the zone by the shorthanded Arrows as Alford picks up speed. Stopped by a pair of Northmen. Pass just outside. Inside now for O'Miracle. Thunderhill returning that to Miracle. Miracle inching closer. Not close enough to the net. Spinning away from his defender as Ron is on him. Clock runs out for the Arrows without a shot. Northmen with possession. 30 seconds left on their man advantage. As Deer accepts that pass from Marquis, returns it to Marquis. Benedict Again, sharing the ball. Good fake there. Markey loads up, scores! Special teams in full effect after a good penalty kill. They capitalize on the man advantage, especially between Markey and Benedict. Squire Hill for the Arrows. Bucktooth for the Northmen on that faceoff, or rather, Siapara on that faceoff. Good speed by the Arrows as they approach the zone all the way around the net. Brody Thomas. Things getting physical just to the left of Origlieri. Spallina rushing up. Over to Bucktooth quickly. Bucktooth trying to find space to shoot off the left pad of Robertson. Spallina over to Markey. To Matthews. Matthews close enough for inside. Bucktooth! Makes it 4-1. Good rapid ball movement. Trying to find position. And looks like Markey wanted to take that shot, but a clever move instead to pass it over to Matthews, who finds Bucktooth speeding towards Robertson. And they go up 4-1. 9:03 left in the first period. Ron for the Northmen. Lining up against the Arrows for the face-off. Ball went behind him, but good recovery for the Northmen as they get 30 seconds of the shot clock in their favor. Siobhan running along the right side. Passed it behind him to Pack, quickly over to Deer. Across the zone, good grab there by Benedict, and Deer quickly trying to finish it as it came back to him. Robertson denies him and sends it upward now. On the left side for Yanni Thompson. Thompson avoids the aggressiveness of the Northmen. All the way to center now. Quick pass to Evans on his left. Evans down low. Trouble scooping that ball are the Arrows. Northmen getting physical as well. Good collection of the ball as they take it upward now. High pass for Siapara, slowing things down. The captain over to Matthews. Matthews trying to make a decision where to go, pulls back. Gave that to Benedict. Spallina now trying to get in position. Matthews inching closer. Retreats, loads up again, wide of the right post from Robertson. Around the net of Robertson. Good first pass up to Kenny Porter. Porter moving up the left, looking behind him, turns it over to Spallina. Fresh 30 seconds in transition. Here come Spallina and the Northmen. Pass to his left side. Aslong had it for a moment. And now to the other side. Shot taken there, and finally meets Robertson, but he turns them away. Northmen quick on that play, Arrows the other way. Slowing things down at center, now inside. Good ball movement by the Arrows, inside, outside. Davis drops that off to Miracle. Miracle gets it back. Miracle across the zone now for Davis. Couldn't avoid the defender after him, that was Siobhan. Couple of words between them after that sequence as the Northmen go up the other way. Benedict, Matthews looks after it. Matthews back to Benedict. Markey down low, looking for options, picking up the pace. Point blank shot there and denied by Robertson. Arrows quickly on that ball and trying to go upward. Faked once, connected the second time to Stone Evans from Nizelski. just outside and back inbound quickly as it came out. Evans again takes that pass, looking for options, goes for the 5-hole. Origlieri denies him again. Here's Ciapara. Marquis quickly to Bucktooth, and he returns that to Marquis. Down low to the left side, moving in, close enough, Spallina, but he's denied by Robertson. Picked up quick by the Arrows now. As Porter connects the first pass, he gets it back. Porter looking for space, Northmen trying to retreat in their defensive zone. Good save by the left pad of Origlieri. As Deere brings it in. Just past it, outside the zone. Comes back to Benedict. Matthews. 10 seconds left on their shot clock. Marquis fakes the pass, connects a second time. Now Benedict with the shot, turned away by Robertson. Matthews scooping that quick, looking for a fresh 30 seconds for the Northmen. He gets it. Eating a couple of sticks, still avoids the Arrows. Good possession by Matthews and the Northmen. Bounced outside, 10 seconds into their new shot clock. No result yet. Marquis loading up, underhand chance, off the glass and into the benches where the Six Nations Arrows are. Benedict to start. Quick pass to Jennings. Benedict again. Trying to keep away from Squire Hill, made that pass. Now to the right of Robertson, pulling away Marquis. Marquis with Spallina as he calls for it, takes a chance again, and a second straight save by Robertson against Spallina. Here's Nazelski. To Davis. Davis looks after the play, moves it into Orangeville zone. In the left corner of Origlieri, scooped by the Northmen. Fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock, out of their zone. As Long has it now, already one goal in the period, looking for his second, not that time. Arrows moving towards Orangeville zone as Louis Alfred, stripped of the ball, bounces in the direction of the Northmen. And going the other way as Pack was running past the benches, lost it behind him. Pack, though, gets it back. Fresh 30 seconds for the lone Northman on the floor. Now he's getting the reinforcements on his side. Marquis on the floor with him as well. Jennings with the ball. Bucktooth again. Bucktooth, also a goal in this period. Couldn't connect that pass. Arrows capitalize, push it towards their bench, scoop that up. Avoiding hits. Good play there by the Arrows, courtesy of Smith. Passed outside, now inside. Ty Davis brings it in, returns that. Arrows getting in position, shot wide of the post. Another opportunity turned away by a Northman leg. Liam Perro, now the other way, Nate Ruff. And seems behind the play, a penalty occurred against the Northmen. And it'll be Chase Chavon for the slash. 2:50 left in the first period. Another power play coming up for the Arrows. Oh, miracle to get the play started. Good touch of the ball from the Arrows, but the Northmen have it now going the other way. Ciapara can't beat Robertson that time. Ball rolled to the right of him, picked up by Marquis quick. Pressure from a pair of Arrows. Out front for Spallina, takes a chance and denied again. The frustration of Joey Spallina heard throughout the arena, as he is known to be the offensive force of this team, a catalyst as most would describe, whether on the Northmen or throughout the league. For now, the Arrows have possession as Ty Davis gets it. Davis down low, back to Davis, to his right side instead. Arrows the other way. Back checking while the Northmen bring the ball in their direction. Loading up, shot taken, denied by the right pad of Robertson. Origlieri slowing things down. One of 3 MVP finalists for that Green Gales trophy. Alongside Willem Firth and Finn Thompson. Now we can say that all 3 finalists have been a part of the OJLL Game of the Week in the past 4 nights. Matthews for now on behalf of the Northmen. Sent that across. Belair looks after it for a moment. Here's Benedict. Pulling away from Squire Hill. All kinds of space. Good long range shot. Lost in the right pad, of Robertson. First pass out to Nazelski. Moves it forward. As Miracle has it inside now and just across the crease. Trouble for the Arrows picking that up. Arrows tried, but Northmen have it instead. Chavon now in transition. Good pass. Sent over to his right side for Teeple. Marquis has it. Turns away as we approach the final half minute of the first period. Bucktooth slowing things down as they approach the final 10 seconds of their shot clock. 18 seconds left in the period. Marquis behind the back. Spalina from up top takes a chance. Robertson has it instead. Final 10 seconds of the period. Last possession could belong to the Arrows. Trying a pass to Kenny Porter. No luck there. Time running up. Bucktooth with a shot. And that'll do it for the first 20 minutes of Game 3. Northmen lead 4-1. We're at the first intermission at Tony Rose Memorial Arena. You're watching the OJLL Game of the Week presented by Milk Up Ontario. We'll be back after the first intermission with the second period.
On our family dairy farm, there's a saying that the sun doesn't start the day, we do. It's our daily reminder to be our best, make our best, and that our dairy farm doesn't just take care of our family, it's part of something bigger. That's dairy done right.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Gatorade.
moments away from the second period of Game 3 here at Tony Rose Memorial Arena, where the Northmen lead 4-1 over Six Nations. And what a jam-packed night here at Tony Rose Memorial Arena. Of course, my first visit here, a pleasure to be here to bring you Game 3, but these passionate fans, the support of the community, both from Orangeville and even the Six Nations of the Grand River, everyone's out in full force, whether they're wearing a black and silver in support of the Northmen or black and orange. It is great to see. Angst Kumar once again getting you ready for a fresh 20 minutes as we get set for the second period. Siapara for the Northmen, Squire Hill for the Arrows. Trying to dig that out and in the direction of the Arrows. They have the first possession and 30 seconds of the shot clock to start this period. Trying to move in, close enough, right over to Origlieri. Origlieri launches that at center, chasing it for the Northmen. Rough, couldn't get there first, taken away instead by the Arrows. The other way, Porter has it. Slows things down before he enters Orangeville zone. Handoff there to Ty Davis. Lone goal scorer. Puts it out in front, though, for Hamill. Couldn't beat Origlieri that time. Chasing up to it. Northmen now. Millsap has it. Passed over for Marquis. Went behind him. Porter picks it up instead. Bouncer to Thomas. Looking for options. Upwards to Thunderhill on the right side. Back to his left as Tyler Davis rejoins the floor. Takes a chance instead, and out of play. Siobhan to start on the right side. Sends it to his left, Teeple. Continues on the right for Marquis. Marquis pulls out of the zone. Inside for Spalina. Benedict going for a run all the way to the top. Back to Spalina. Marquis again. Inside for Deere, joining the play behind the net. Bucktooth intended that for Deere. Went way too wide. Picked up quick by the Arrows, hustling the other way. Squire Hill. Squire Hill waiting for the pass. Didn't get it that time. Steered away instead is Becker. Squire Hill again. Takes a stick from Marquis. Moves away. Over to the Arrows again. Origlieri with the save. Millsap on the left side. Good connection with Matthews. 3 points in the opening period for Matthews. A goal and a pair of assists. Now behind the net, back to Matthews. Takes a chance and stopped by the defender in front of Robertson. The other way now, Arrows hustling out of the zone. Good speed by the Arrows. Hamill now rushing towards the net. Can't beat Origlieri. Spalina accepts it from Origlieri. Had one assist, Origlieri, in the opening period. Spalina now loading up. There it is! A second assist for Chris Origlieri. And he'll like this one as Spalina couldn't capitalize the first period, but he makes up for it for his first big shot in the second period. A 5-1 lead now for the Northmen. Ball rolls to the right of Ron, dragged along the boards. Digging for it, comes out for Teeple. Back inside with a high pass to Deere. Deere tried to force his way in, went behind the back as he was falling out of the play. Reset for 30 seconds, intended for Porter. Bounced off a Northman player now, underhand pass in the direction of Long. And hands that off to Deere. Marquis Spalina, most recent goal scorer for the Northmen, across the zone for Matthews, inside for Deer, and they can't beat Robertson. Good fake from Nazelski. Makes that pass to Davis and goes for a change. Davis now approaching from the right side, spinning away from Spalina, pushed away, tries again, inside for Thunderhill, and off the glass. Northmen the other way, Spalina inside for Trey. Deer tried to go over the left shoulder of Robertson, went behind the net. Marquis. Spalina on the left side there. Marquis, as he returns it to Spalina across the zone. Bucktooth went right, moved left, and now a quick finish there, almost for the Northmen. Belair, great opportunity for him. Squire Hill takes it the other way for the Arrows. Outside the zone, Yanni Thompson with the drop off. Hamill has it. Confronted by Teeple, gets away from Teeple. Davis had it for a moment, continues to the left. And back to Davis, to his right now. Underhand chance, wide of Origlieri's left post, and that'll do it for their shot clock. Fresh 30 seconds coming up for the Northmen. Great pass to Teeple. He continues for Jennings. Matthews pulling away. Benedict. Markey over to Matthews again. Matthews moving in from the left side, pulling in behind the back over the net and in the direction of the Arrows. Whacked in the direction of the Arrows zone by Marquis. Just couldn't get it inside. As the Northmen will go back on the power play. Here's a look at the holding call given to Blaze Becker wearing number 24. And it might not have been on that play, but great sequence from Becker against Deer, one of the top scorers for the Northmen, of course. For now, they're on the power play as Benedict has it. Returns it to Bucktooth. Off the boards and met the ceiling. Arrows with possession. Rushing out of the zone quick. Brennan. Across the zone. Shot taken there. Wide of the net. Good shot though from Miracle as the ball goes out of play. Scooped quick by Benedict. Let Spalina look after things. Benedict over to Matthews. Down low to Deer. Back to Matthews. Benedict again sharing the ball with Matthews. Good no-look pass behind the back. Spalina trying to move his way inside. Ball went past Deer. Matthews recovers. Final 5 seconds on their shot clock. Looking for an opportunity. Spalina trying to get that short side of Robertson. Bounced off the boards. And another opportunity. And can't meet the net. But that won't count for Spalina. And after this replay, it looks like it might. Matthews with the whip of the ball. I thought the shot clock had expired, but I read 6-1 on the scoreboard, and it looks like he got it in the nick of time. A bit of a conversation just to confirm if it was in fact a goal between Squire Hill and the official. Squire Hill and Ciapara on that face-off. Good win by the Arrows. Taking it the other way. Hadawis Smith. And Arrows pull away from the boards. Over to Miracle. Miracle to Stone Evans. Underhand shot there. Popped up. Trying to bring it down. was Thunderhill. Whacks it in the direction of the Northmen. Siapara scoops it quick. Fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock for the Northmen out of the zone. To the right side, Bucktooth. Over to his right, Spalina now moving in, trying to get a second of the period. Not that time. Taken behind the net. Arrows to start as Brennan made that first pass over to Yanni Thompson. Back to Brennan. Brennan faked right, chose left instead. Hamill looking for options as they approach the final 10 seconds on the shot clock. Made that pass back in his direction, unaware. Long trying to move it forward and takes a hit. But Northmen hang on to the possession and running towards Arrow zone now. Good pass there intended for Deer. Catches up to it, handles it well. Over to Marquis. Back to Benedict. Benedict up against Hadawith-Smith. As the Arrows get the ball back. Moving in from the right side, avoiding the stick of Perro. Back behind him, Thunderhill takes it. Hill to the left, Miracle trying to get away from his man, that being Nate Ruff. Intended for Stone Evans, goes for the change. Benedict catching up to the ball. Benedict with a big scoop there. Good pass there, intended for Matthews, his second of the game! Great play by Benedict, relentless on the ball, catches up for that assist. Over to Liam Matthews for his 4th point of the game. Collected his 4th goal of the playoffs in the first period. Now his 5th goal of the playoffs. 2 goals, 2 assists so far in Game 3. Official having a word with both Aiden Long and Hadawith-Smith. Good scoop there by the Northmen, coming in hot with a 2-on-1. Long! Northmen. Excellent play just from the hop for the Northmen. Ron wins that face-off. Great pass over to Aiden Long, all kinds of speed and momentum, and beats Robertson for the 8-1 lead. Ron with another face-off win. Now for Cam Pack. Cameron Pack trying to get away from Hamill. And Arrows with possession the other way. Hamill with the good connection with Yanni Thompson. Davis back to Hamill. Hamill moving around. Can't find space between a trio of Northmen. Now getting away, trying to force his way back in. Davis accepts the pass. 5 seconds left on the shot clock there. Yanni Thompson can't catch up to it. Davis has it, takes a chance, denied by the right pad. Origlieri steers it aside. Northmen getting penalized as Jennings heads to the box here. And Davis to begin the power play. Davis spins away. Ball back in his direction. Unaware though, good recovery by Hill. Outside for Davis. To the right of Origlieri. Arrows can't do much else. Catch up to it anyhow. Fresh 30 seconds in the offensive zone. 30 seconds past Into their power play, no result yet. Intercepted there. Thunderhill catches up to it, and that's going to count. Even as Ciaparo went down, Northmen could have drawn a call there, but the goal stands, and the Arrows trail 8-2. Weren't successful in the previous power play, but Thunderhill, just when it looked like the play was lost, he sneaks in on that loose ball. Great first impression in his first Junior A playoff game of the season. And the Northmen do it again. That's a hat trick for Aiden Long. Another successful play off the face-off. Good win there. And Teeple with the pass over to Long, who finishes the play. (9-2) Northmen over the Arrows. 10:31 left in the second period. Yanni Thompson gets there first, trying to avoid Chavon. Outside again. Here's Long again, his fourth of the game. A quick win off the face-off into the offensive zone. Good stick work by Chavon. Finds Aiden Long unguarded and finishes the play for his fourth of the game. What a night, and it's far from over for Aiden Long and the Orangeville Northmen. And a quick break as the floor gets a wipe here. Origlieri makes his way to the bench for a quick water break himself. Robertson remains in his crease as we wait for Origlieri to return to his crease. Catch you up with the rest of the playoff picture. Mountaineers swept the Whitby Warriors with an 11-5 win yesterday, as did the Burlington Blaze over the St. Catharines Athletics, 14-9 in that one. Northmen trying to take an idea from their counterparts in the OJLL and achieve the same result. 2-1 in the other series between the Beaches and the Buzz. Toronto up on Oakville in that one. And here they come again. Northmen trying to get another goal. Not that time. Quickly on it nonetheless. And possession will go to the Arrows instead. And looks like an Orangeville penalty coming up to Nozelski. A slashing call. Rather, Owen Ron, in the box for the Northmen. Stick catching the Arrows player as he made his way up the floor, and now in the box. Power play for the Arrows. And they go the other way. The Northmen chasing up the floor, catching up to the ball. Teeple's there. Teeple inside for Long, looking for his fifth of the game. Matthews steals that, trying to get in position. As it makes its way to the other side of the zone, Spallina to Trey Deer. Deer pulls back over to Marquis. Wide of the net, back to Spallina. He takes a chance. Northmen trying to get a fresh 30 seconds there. Deer just wasn't quick enough that time. Yanni Thompson runs past Spalina. Thompson has it, moves away from the boards to Davis. Comes back to Tyler Davis. To Miracle to the right of Origlieri. At the top now, a shot taken there, can't meet the net. Pushed forward, Northmen again. Nate Ruff now, he's all alone. Ruff now takes a chance, denied by the left side of Robertson. Spalina rushing for the ball, getting some help from Ruff as well. Arrows have it though. Good scoop by the Arrows. And another penalty, a high stick. This time to the Arrows. Lots of stick work in that corner. That ball wild in the corner as well. And as it was moving up the left side of the floor past the benches just behind there. As Nazelski sits in the box. 18 in the box for the Northmen for another 19 seconds, while the other number 18, Nazelski for the Arrows, for a minute 46. Northmen have a power play coming up. For now, Marquis has it. Good pass to his right side. Teeple had it for a moment, made the pass, went for a change. Matthews with a whip at the net, turned away. Here's Spalina now, catches up to that loose ball. Fresh 30 seconds from behind the net. Deer over to Marquis. He glances at the clock. 1:20 in the Northmen power play now. As he returns that to Bucktooth, inching closer now. Bucktooth can't beat Robertson. Quickly on the ball, shorthanded Arrows. Catching up to it, Blaze Becker now. Here's Becker moving in. Can't beat Origlieri. Ciapara. Over to Deer, moving it up the floor for Marquis. Matthews. Deer continues to Marquis, switches positions with Marquis. He gets it back from Matthews. Overhand, back to Marquis. Over to Deer. Behind the net, Deer catches up to it. Fresh 30 seconds once again from behind the net. Bucktooth. Matthews. Spalina, back to Matthews. Underhand chance there. Looking for his third of the game, not that time. Thompson has it, can't avoid the stick of Spalina. Good strip of the ball by Spalina, moving in all alone. Couldn't get a second of the period that time. Back to the top for Teeple, returns that. As Spalina looks after it. Bucktooth. Halfway through the Northmen shot clock. We return to 5-on-5 now. Final 10 seconds on the shot clock. They take a chance. Denied by Robertson, though. Hustling for it against the boards. Digging for it. A pair of Arrows and a trio of Northmen. Northmen pull that ball out. Marquis gets it for Spalina. Trying to find a way around his defender, has some space from the top, takes a chance. And Robertson with the save. Now over to the Arrows. High above everyone. Connects with Nazelski. Nazelski now trying to get away from his defender. That was Ron. Delayed penalty coming up to the Northmen. As Robertson was rushing up the floor before he could get to the bench. Jennings in the box for the Northmen as the Arrows get it back now on their power play. Davis to the left side. Davis sharing the ball. Sent in deep there, and there it is, Arrows! Third of the game from the Arrows, and they cut this lead by 7 quickly on the power play. Ciapara and Squire Hill on that face-off. Teeple pushes it back. Siobhan collects it and runs in from the right side. Cuts left. Defender behind him. Gave the ball just outside of the zone. Teeple sent that over to Pack. Now Bucktooth looks after it. Benedict joins him on the outside. Inside now, all the way across the zone. Opportunity for Marquis. Makes the pass. And Spalina again. Benedict sends that ball deep, and a high pass for Marquis. Good for Marquis to grab that and find Joyce Spalina for his second of the game. (11-3). Just over 5 minutes left in the second period as the ball rolls back towards the Northmen zone. Ron looks after it. Makes the pass inside all the way around the net for Marquis. Over to Bucktooth. Bucktooth couldn't find the underhand shot he wanted. Tries to get it inside anyhow. Lost it in the traffic and bounced in his direction still. Over to Marquis now. To his left side, Marquis avoiding sticks. Back outside now for Belair. And they can't get the shot they wanted. And the Arrows take it upward for another 30 seconds. Smith stripped of the ball, loose on the floor. Teeple against the boards, takes a check. Thunderhill trying to catch up to it. Siobhan couldn't grab it either. Davis now moving it inside. Big opportunity there for the Arrows. An open net and a delayed penalty I think could be coming up. We'll see how this gets assessed. Meanwhile, Blaze Becker, now Ty Davis actually, and Aiden Long. And it was building up to this as Ty Davis starts off with Aiden Long on one side of the floor. And Davis giving it to Long. Long, though, strong on his legs and goes down to the floor with Davis. And that'll be it for Aiden Long. Officials will get this sorted in just a moment, but here's how that sequence started. Wide open net there, good opportunity for the Arrows. And it could have been a power play, but instead a fight ensued as you see Tyler Davis and Aiden Long. And almost another one started between Siobhan and Blaze Becker. But the intensity of the past two games, knowing what's at stake for both teams, either an epic streak continues for the Northmen after tonight, or perhaps the start of a comeback for the Ages, if the Arrows can get that necessary win in Game 3. And there's Cameron Pack, a shot of him. He almost got caught up in shenanigans that the Northmen, I'm sure, don't want him to be a part of. Need him on the floor, but there's a look at Aiden Long making his way out of the game. All kinds of action on the floor and on the scoreboard. I said it at the beginning of the broadcast, it already feels like a long series between these two teams. 3 games in to the best of 5, and following last Saturday's Game 2 victory for the Northmen, filled with all kinds of penalties and suspensions, as the Northmen missing 10 players from their lineup. On the side of the Arrows, it was 3 players, and Origlieri was taking a moment to recalibrate himself after such a physical sequence in front of him, and returns to the net, much to the approval of the crowd. After Origlieri took that hit, someone was going to answer for it. This fight just seems like the climax of the series so far, despite everything else that has gone on. As you watch the replay, both Siapara and Squire Hill catching up with the officials, seeing how this one will get sorted. Currently 2 Northmen in the box, but they might change that in just a moment. Cameron Pack was in the penalty box. Could be something after the scuffle. I assure you, a lacrosse game will continue momentarily while they get this sorted, but in the meantime, we can catch you up with the score so far. It's an 11-3 game for the Northmen. 3:59 left in the second period. 2 goals from Matthews along with 3 assists this evening. Colton Marquis with a goal as well. Aiden Long with 4. Bucktooth with 1. Spalina with a hat trick. Meanwhile, on the side of the Arrows, it's Davis, Miracle, and Anderson for the credit. On behalf of the Arrows. Tyler Davis, perhaps a bit of a personal mission here. He had 2 assists in that 15-7 loss at Orangeville right here in this arena on July 3rd. And it can always be a tough visit for the away team inside a barn like this. Stu Montour having a conversation with his players as he gets an update from the officials too. Here's a look at an earlier highlight as that ball over to Marquis. And Joey Spalina scoring his most recent goal. On the side of the Arrows, they had a good response. To get their 3rd goal of the game. Despite all the aggression and fighting you caught, some excellent plays that have helped both teams on the scoreboard. And finally, we return to action as Thunder Hill has the ball. 5-on-5 continues. A player in each penalty box. And a high stick call now against the Northmen. Special teams continues just 16 seconds after that 5-on-5. Liam Perro in the box as an advantageous power play begins for the Arrows. Hill gets that, moves in, takes a chance, denied by the right pad of Origlieri. Crowd certainly supports that as the Arrows get the ball back. Fresh 30 seconds in the offensive zone. Over to Thunder Hill. Down low to Hamill. Hill had it for a moment. Hamill now creeping away from Origlieri and over there to the right of Origlieri. Anderson took a chance there and out of play. Ciapara moves it upward, left now, close enough there for Matthews, looking for another, and didn't get it that time. Trey Deer to start, outside to Benedict, moves it inside for Marquis. Matthews, loading up, pulls left instead. Marquis again, trying to get around from his left side, spun away instead. All the way back to the top. Deer quickly to his right. Matthews trying to avoid his defender. Deer comes back for it. Deer takes a chance. Denied by the stick of Yanni Thompson. Thompson takes that pass now on the right side. Aiden Long charged a 5 and a 10. Gone for the game, as Siobhan also charged with 4 minutes. Origlieri with a big save there. Ciapara runs past his man. Thunder Hill. Here's Teeple. He takes the pass. Outside for Trey Deer. Deer returns to Arrows zone only for a moment. Outside for Teeple. Bounce outside to Deer. Bucktooth. Spallina. Spallina launches it at Robertson, a soft one as the shot clock was running out. Thunder Hill accepts that pass now from Hamill. Speed picking up now for Anderson, rushing in, turned away by Origlieri. Slides hard behind the net. Teeple up the left side. As they return to Arrows zone, over to the right to Deer, back to Teeple, and back to Deer. Perhaps not ready for it. Good for Matthews, though. Keeps possession alive halfway through their shot clock. Now approaching the 10-second mark of the shot clock. No result yet. Spallina accepts that high pass. Getting in position, looking for a shot. Goes for the 5-hole, turned away, though. Quickly over to Yanni Thompson, to center. Thompson. Over to Alfred, loading up, and Alfred with the response with 38.6 seconds left in the period. Great response from an Arrows team that has had some troubles in this period. As Louis Alfred, who played his 30th career regular season game on June 29th, gets his Junior A playoff goal as well. Impressive stat about Louis Alfred. His first goal of the 2023 OJLL regular season was a shorthanded game-winning goal versus Peterborough. More positives to build upon after that 4th goal for the Arrows. Ciapara returns for the Northmen at the face-off. Squire Hill on behalf of the Arrows. Floor wipe happening just in Origlieri's crease. And quite a night for Chris Origlieri so far. 15 saves on 19 shots. Or rather, Lucas Johnson there. Just allowed 1 goal, 3 saves on 4 shots. As A 30-second timeout is called. And right off the face-off, I thought something could have occurred there. But good time for the Northmen to call a timeout. Meanwhile, Lucas Johnston now in net for the Northmen. From the Junior B Northmen program. Two playoff games with the Junior B Northmen. 8-2-0 in the regular season was Lucas Johnston. 7.70 goals against and an .813 save percentage. What a time for the Orangeville Northmen lacrosse organization. On the side of Junior C, Junior B, and even Junior A. Junior C and Junior B teams in the conference finals of their respective leagues, while the Junior A Northmen also heavily favored to make it that far. But for now, they still have this series to complete. They're up 2-0, forcing the Arrows in a situation where they must win 3 straight starting tonight. As Lucas Johnston gets his helmet adjusted and returns to his crease to the applause of the crowd. Spallina to start. Spallina gets it back. Over to his right side for Matthews. Matthews pulled back as Spallina had it for a moment. Marquis now to Matthews again. Behind the net where Spallina is. All the way to the top. Marquis now trying to get it to Deer. Lost it for a moment. And another timeout call. As the Arrows call that timeout, here's a look at their most recent goal. Great physical play from Louis Alfred. All kinds of offensive effort, using his size to create space and rush the zone. And a great shot to beat Johnston. 3 of 4 saves for Johnston as soon as he stepped in. Exactly 10 seconds left in the second period. 6 Arrows players on the floor. Empty net in their end. As Brendan Anderson ready to start. An epic start to his regular season with 14 goals and 15 assists in 9 games played. Ironically, that streak ended against the Orangeville Northmen. But Anderson trying to make up for it here with the Arrows. Time running out at the open net, high and off the glass. And that's how the second period ends. 11-4 at the second intermission. You're watching the OJLL Game of the Week presented by Milk Up Ontario. We'll bring you the third period moments from now.
On our family dairy farm, there's a saying that the sun doesn't start the day, we do. It's our daily reminder to be our best, make our best. And that our dairy farm doesn't just take care of our family. It's part of something bigger. That's dairy done right.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat. Carbs to help fuel your working muscles. And fluids to help you hydrate. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Gatorade.
here at Tony Rose Memorial Arena for the third and final period of regulation. As we bring you the OJLL Game of the Week presented by Milk Up Ontario. Anx Kumar back on play-by-play. As we're 15 seconds into the third period here, Squire Hill catches up to the ball, getting some help. Northmen dragging it away from the boards in the direction of Ron, lost it behind him, and the arrows go the other way. Anderson brings it in from the left side, stops just outside of that perimeter. Miracle has it. Miracle pulls away, trying to sneak one through. Johnston, who joined the game after Origlieri had gone down, and it started a melee, especially between Tyler Davis and Aiden Long. Tyler Davis served a 5 and a 10, a 5-minute major along with a 10-minute misconduct that has him outside of the game for now. Meanwhile, Arrows have possession. Pressed up against the boards. Battling for it. Spalina tried to get a stick in to dig it out. Lost it behind them. And ball back in favor of the Northmen now from behind the net. Marquis has it. Marquis to Matthews, loading up. Back to Marquis! And they triple up on the Arrows, 12-4. From the boards over to Deere. And from behind the net, ball comes back out to Matthews just when he thought he would shoot. Back down to the right post of Robertson for Marquis to tuck it over the shoulder. Three points this evening for Colton Marquis. Following that hat trick and 10-point performance in game 2. For now, Anderson has it for the Arrows. Chasing it while taking a couple sticks in his direction. Northmen bringing it up as Benedict drops it off for Bucktooth. Matthews and Deere with assists on that most recent goal scored by Marquis. And here's Spalina! The multi-goal individual performances continue as Joey Spalina back on the board. After a frustrating first period, he has surely made up for it in the second and now in the third period. Play resumes from center as the Northmen with 2 quick goals in less than 2 minutes into this game. Into this period, as Ciapara takes it behind the net. Over to Marquis. Marquis avoiding the stick of Thompson, moves away. Matthews joins the floor, takes that pass. Multi-point game for Matthews at this point too, as Benedict had it for a moment. Over to Marquis again. Marquis looking for a second of the period, passed out instead. Belair keeps it in, final second on that shot clock, and the Arrows pull that ball back. Fresh 30 seconds in their possession now. Hamill carries it after taking that pass from Thompson. Keeping away from Matthews. Miracle. Down left for Stone Evans. Evans looking for a shot through traffic wide of the right post and in the direction of the benches. Ball in Arrow zone. Spalina to start from behind the net. Moved right to the top. Bucktooth has it. Bucktooth back to Spalina. Spalina already a goal in this period. Made it 13-4 as he goes for a run around the net. A shot taken there by the Northmen. Jennings can't beat Robertson. Quick pass over to Brennan. But Northmen get the ball back as Bucktooth has it. Bucktooth to Benedict. returns that to Bucktooth. All kinds of space for Bucktooth, unguarded, but can't beat the 5-hole. And a penalty call against the Arrows. As Brody Thomas makes his way to the box. Matthews and Benedict share the ball. Faked it behind his back. Benedict took that underhand shot. Robertson grabs it. Robertson now bouncing it upwards, right side in the direction of Spalina. Lets it go for Benedict. He'll carry it outbound. Slow entrance into the zone for Benedict. Made that pass to Deere. Over to Markey. Faked it down low. Back to Benedict. Getting creative with their fakes. Benedict gets it back. Matthews now inside for Trey Deere. Denied by the right pad. Right over to Spalina though. And a fresh 30 seconds. On the shot clock for the Northmen in Arrow zone. Markey. Faked it to his right. Goes underhand at the 5-hole. Robertson has it instead. Robertson now launches it in the direction of Johnston. Catching up to it. But Northmen have possession now. Matthews. Markey. Behind the back. Quickly back to Markey. Now to the right side. Matthews lost it behind him. Still caught up with it. Short-handed Arrows. Carry that ball out. Good rush by Louis Alfred. Stripped of the ball though. 25 seconds left in Orangeville's power play. Benedict with the fake pass. Took the shot off of Robertson. Rolls over to Benedict. As Benedict has it over to the right side, Bucktooth and Benedict share that behind the back. Spalina returns that back to 5-on-5. As Brody Thomas rushes into the play. Bucktooth with a chance there, and it turned into a pass, it seems like. Couldn't finish the play though, was Markey. And now Deere having some issues as well. And here we go, Deere and Smith. Trey Deere and Hadaway Smith going at it. Trading punches, a right from either side. Trey Deere hanging on, gets a few rights in. They're trading punches. Deere getting a few more shots in. And there he goes. Off the floor. What an exchange. Here's Trey Deere at the front of the net. He's tried all night long to score whichever way possible. Long range hasn't quite worked. Nothing else has. Close enough to the net. And the Arrows still have him marked. As Hadaway Smith gave him a taste of his stick, and this is what happened. The explosive rights from either side. Deere, Smith, Deere, Smith. A pattern of punches. And Trey Deere, to the excitement of his teammates there, Bucktooth and Benedict, along with the crowd in support this Monday night. Play resumes now as Arrows have it. 5-on-5. Almost 6 minutes into the third period. Both Deere and Smith given 5-minute majors along with game misconduct. Similar to Aiden Long and Ty Davis in the second period. And still 13:53 left in regulation. 9-goal difference as Yanni Thompson takes that pass from Ethan Robertson. Hustling past Spalina. Retreats from Spalina over to Stone Evans outside of Orangeville zone. Moves in now, and the penalties are starting to become a lot more frequent than the first half of the game. High stick against the Arrows. And it looks to be a 5-minute major power play on the board for the Orangeville Northmen. Already leading by 9 goals. Marquis connects the first pass. Comes back to Marquis. 4 of the 5 runners on the floor get a touch of it. Everyone except Spalina that time. He was waiting for the pass to come his way. Perhaps he would have been the one to finish the job. For now, Thomas makes that pass to Squire Hill. Squire Hill kept out of Orangeville zone, looking for options halfway through the shot clock for the Arrows. Eating all kinds of stick now. And the other way for Bucktooth and the Northmen. New 30 seconds on the shot clock for the Northmen. Jennings has it. A 5-minute major to the Arrows for high sticking, and that bounces high off of Robertson and to the ceiling. In favor of Bucktooth and the Northmen, Marquis has it for Benedict. Marquis behind the back from Bucktooth to Matthews. Couldn't meet the net that time. Marquis hustles for it. Over to Bucktooth, receives that high pass. Over to Matthews, out of his reach again. Arrows capitalize. Short-handed Arrows now. Good speed from the Arrows, picking it up. Nazelski rushing towards Johnston. And that will count as it just rolled over the line. Northmen stopped the play thinking the play was finished after that shot. But good for Nazelski to score short-handed as the Arrows are without a man for another 3 minutes and 31 seconds. The captain, Ciapara, perhaps getting an explanation as to why they have to return to the face-off. But the goal is justified, and it's posted on the scoreboard. Arrows trail 13-5. Over to Marquis. Marquis escapes Porter. Spalina gets in his way. Spalina gets it back from Marquis. Benedict to Bucktooth. Benedict takes a chance. Robertson has it. Robertson, high pass there as Johnston grabs it. Only for a moment, Bucktooth from the right side instead. Miracle and Squire Hill getting assists on Nazelski's goal. As Northmen now trying to find an answer themselves. Quickly off the chest of Robertson. Becker hustling on the left side. Bucktooth and Benedict checking back. Miracle takes that pass. Switches positions with Becker. Sharing the ball. Trouble for Miracle getting past the pair of Northmen there. Benedict rolls it back towards Bucktooth. He returns it to Benedict. Hand off there to Matthews. Less than 2 minutes left in the power play for the Northmen. 5-minute major charged to the Arrows for high sticking. Matthews quickly to his left side. Marquis, underhand opportunity, wide of the net and off the glass. Brody Thomas and the Arrows now. Up to Hamill, who joins the floor. Stone Evans to his left, calls for that pass. Takes it, and avoiding Cameron Pack. Moves outside of Orangeville zone. Back to Anderson. Anderson denied by Johnston. Up to center there. Marquis has it. Spallina 2-on-1. Spallina gets it. Back to Marquis. Marquis couldn't get the shot he wants. Has to retreat against the boards. Pulling away from the boards. Squire Hill keeping up with him. Pacing away though. As Spallina has it. Now Matthews. Spallina again. Quickly over to Matthews. Spallina fakes the pass behind the back. Marquis takes a chance. Turned away by the right side of Robertson. Porter brings it down and tumbles with Matthews hanging on to the ball. Good job by the Arrows, and they hustle into the offensive zone as Kenny Porter has it now. Porter now moving in. Can't beat Johnston that time. Big save from Lucas Johnston. Spallina carries it out slowly. Bucktooth gets away from the stick of Thompson. Spallina to his left for Benedict. Benedict gets it back. Spallina, Bucktooth fakes it. Underhand to Spallina. And there it is, another goal from Joey Spallina. Sharing the ball with Bucktooth, he fakes that overhand pass, went underhand instead, and Spallina makes no mistake about it. A 14-5 game for the Northmen. 8:47 left in game 3 as 14 seconds remain on that 5-minute power play they were given. Squire Hill getting ready for the face-off against Siapara. Ball is loose, quickly scooped by Teeple on behalf of the Northmen. Sent it over to Perro, who moved it downward to Chavon. Back to Siapara outside. Now he moves inbound after passing that to Pack. Keeps it going for Perro. Chavon again. Cameron Pack now. Couldn't hang on to it. Arrows get it back. Here's Blaze Becker up the floor. Carried by Nazelski. Nazelski, though, lost it behind him. Good recovery on his back by Hamill. Hamill lost his grip for a second. Found Miracle now. Miracle with the quick pass to Evans. Evans now trying to get through a trio of Northmen. Steered away. Pushed aside by Chavon. Retreats to the line. Quick pass inside for Miracle. Turned away by the right pad of Johnston. Northmen to start. Here's Nate Ruff. Ruff balances the line. Quick pass to Jennings for Marquis now. Bucktooth. Benedict dances away over to Bucktooth now. Bucktooth takes a chance there and off the right shoulder of Robertson. 30 seconds of possession on the shot clock belong to the Northmen. Bucktooth has it. Benedict down low for Marquis. Marquis matched up with a Arrows defender. Good job by Benedict. Treats a diversion. Bucktooth now with the underhand chance. Slowed down, though, by Becker and the Arrows. The other way, though, picks up speed. Has Yanni Thompson deep to the left of Lucas Johnston. Drop off there for Anderson. Anderson to Thompson, to his right. Lost it on the left side. Picked up quick by Siapara and the Northmen. Marquis can't hang on to it. Thompson quickly on it. Fresh 30 seconds for the Arrows from center. Gets a pass before he takes that hit. Brennan has it. Drops that off for Miracle. Miracle hustling, moving away. Pushed out by Nate Ruff. Good job by Nate Ruff. Aggressive D there. Turnover. Now in transition. Teeple and Ruff catching up to her. Here's Teeple! Great job by Cole Teeple and Nate Ruff. Nate Ruff slowing things down, knowing that Cole Teeple has a wide open side, and Miracle and Evans just can't catch up quick enough. (15-5) lead for the Northmen, already leading this series 2-0. Haven't had a chance to talk about Cole Teeple too much. Product of RIT in the NCAA, though. And calling the Orangeville Northmen his home in the summer of 2023. And a stoppage in play as Colton Marquis is being signaled towards the penalty box. Some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct. As the intensity of conversations, not just between the players picking up, but also between the players and the officials, even coming from the benches. We'll see how they sort this one out in just a moment. As the Arrows on the power play. Good shot there from the Arrows as it bounces out of the zone in the left corner to Robertson. And Hamill takes that pass from Brennan. Hamill to Anderson for a moment. Now Evans has it, speeding things up. Couldn't get it to the net. Thunderhill brings it down. 8 seconds left on their shot clock. Shot high off the glass, behind the net. Picked up quick by the Northmen. That was Ron for a moment. Sent it upward to Ruff. Here's Spalina. To Bucktooth. Bucktooth picking up speed. Trying to avoid Brody Thomas there. Underhand pass in the low corner as the Arrows, with 40 seconds left on their man advantage, trailing this game 15-5. Miracle has it now. Evans on the outside. Arrows continue to circulate the ball. Hamill back to Anderson. All 5 Arrows with a touch of the ball finally. Underhand at the 5-hole, denied by Johnston. Siobhan takes that first pass, gets things going. Carried up by Ron, only for a moment. Rather Jennings against the boards as a trio of Arrows approach him. And carried up the floor by Porter and the Arrows. Reef Beal wearing number 14 for the Arrows on the floor now. From Omaha, Nebraska as a member of this team. Comes back now to Anderson, trying to go behind the back there, off the bar. Off the glass, brought down by Hamill. Back to Miracle from Thunderhill. Miracle trying to go right. Pulls away left instead. Pass a little too high for Reef Beal. Evans, though, got it. Spun away from it. Took a tumble. Still within reach of the ball. Not anymore. Ciapara, though, picks it up. Up against Robertson all alone. Tries to beat Robertson, and he does! The captain all alone pulls that ball and had all day against Ethan Robertson to put the Northmen up 16-5 with 2:37 left. A player certainly worth the research and learning about, product of Cornell Big Red. And a great product of the Orangeville Northmen Junior A lacrosse team as well. For now, the Arrows have the ball. As it's bounced out. Brought in. Hamill has it for Thunderhill. Hill now to the other side of the zone where Beal is. Beal now moving in close and can't beat Johnston. And a break in the action as the floor gets a wipe. And we have a look at Lucas Johnston there, stepping into a big game 3 after Chris Origlieri, who is also on the bench just behind Johnston. But good for Lucas Johnston from the Junior B Northmen program. Busy in the Junior B Northmen postseason and also here in Game 3. Meanwhile, a look at the Arrows, who trail by 11 goals. And a bit of a depleted lineup as Ross Hill, Davin Bombury, and Dalen John Hill, along with Cash Dockstetter, were suspended from Game 2. Back to action, less than 2 minutes left in regulation. Spalina has it. And right in front of the timekeeper as well, Marquis. Frustrations continue as he's whacking the stick of the Arrows away. Nazelski and Markey almost went at it with 1:50 left in the third period. And I see the gate open on the side of the Northmen. And it could be that Marquis gets a penalty for kicking or swiping away at Nazelski's stick. Nazelski leaving the game with 1:50 left. And here it is again, as the players, too familiar with each other nowadays. Only Game 3 of this series, but a continuation of some of the fights we've seen throughout the night. Squire Hill in the box, serving that penalty on behalf of Nazelski. Northmen on the power play. Northmen thought they might have gotten the penalty as well, as the gate was open for a moment, but assessed differently by the officials, and instead a power play given. A 2-minute rough given to the Arrows. Nazelski along with a 10, and this could be the longest 1 minute and 19 seconds to end any lacrosse game. At some point, I'd imagine someone might get called for the Northmen, but not quite yet, as they seem to be a little more disciplined, believe it or not, compared to Quinn Brennan, who's in the box as he joins Squire Hill, serving Nizelski's penalty. Here's another look, a bit of an aggressive check in front of the bench from the Arrows. Siobhan sees that happening, returns the favor to Kenny Porter. And it will be Spalina serving in the box. As I await how this gets assessed. A 4-on-4 situation as play resumes. And sent out towards Robertson. Arrows approaching Orangeville. Inside the zone for Alfred. Back behind the play for Becker, and can't beat the 5-hole of Johnston. 26 seconds remain in regulation, 25 on the shot clock, and sent the length of the floor. Arrows with it. Evans gets it. But it might not matter anyhow, as game 3 winds down for the undefeated Orangeville Northmen. Credit to such an excellent Junior A team. Successful in the regular season, successful in the first round. Still a long way to go. And we'll see who they meet. It will be either the Toronto Beaches or the Oakville Buzz, the two remaining lower seeds, respectively in 4th and 5th place. Game 4 happens tomorrow in Pickering. Beaches up in that series 2-1. And by the end of tomorrow night, the Northmen might have an opponent. Otherwise, Game 5 returns to the track in Oakville, where the Northmen will have to wait extra long to find out who they meet. But one thing's for sure, this definitely confirms one of the matchups for the second round. Mimico Mountaineers and Burlington Blaze. Meanwhile, for the Six Nations Arrows, their season ends. A spirited bout, full of heart, full of energy, despite the loss. Some great responses and great opportunity for players to step up for a depleted lineup from Game 2. For now, we get ready to say goodbye from Tony Rose Memorial Arena. For Gary Morrison and Chris Main behind the scenes, I'm Angst Kumar, saying one more time, thank you for watching the OJLL Game of the Week presented by Milk Up Ontario. Final score, Orangeville Northmen 16, Six Nations Arrows 5, and the Northmen stay undefeated and move ahead into round 2.